What's that sound?
Hello, YouTube. I'm back. Now I'm going to talk about the AIDS. Yes, and I wanna before I even start, it was some AIDS that actually cared. Some of them did. Um, and some of them was just there to make money. They didn't care. So what I'm about to tell you about is the time or the times that they were swinging me around. Now this was when I first got there, or first couple weeks there. Yeah. So it was two young ladies. They were swinging me around. And let me tell you, you don't have to do all that. But if you're young and you are thinking young in the mind, you think you got to do everything quickly. You do not have to swing. I don't like to be swung around. So, these two young ladies, they came in, they asked me, did I need to be changed? I'm putting everything out there on the forefront. I said, yeah. They started moving me around, switching me from side to side because y'all, I am contracted. So because of me being contracted, um, you gotta be gentle. You can't just be swinging me around because it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna be in pain regardless, but it's just the point that you can't just be swinging me around from limb to limb. And like I said, these two young ladies, they were swinging me around, and I had a big issue with that. So what I did was used my voice. And I said, just stop, just stop, just stop. And they was like, do you want me to get the nurse? I said, yes, get the nurse because y'all doing too much. And at that time, I had just got there. I just had got there. So the nurse comes in and and guess what she said? She said, "You better be lucky they swinging you around, because if they wasn't swinging you around, you would be in a worse position." Ma'am, I wanted to use a couple of cuss words, and I wanted to be like, "You do, what the is wrong with you?" I wanted to do that. But at that time, I just looked there because I really want to know how is them swinging me around going to get me in a better predicament. Because in my personal opinion, because this is my body, them swinging me around It's not okay. They don't have to do all that. Because like I said, I've had aides that's like, okay, I'm about to turn you. Okay, we're about to do this. I'm about to do it very slowly, very carefully. About to take you know what I'm saying? And before y'all say it, I understand. I know that they have other patients that they gotta attend to. But swinging somebody around who is already in pain, it's not helpful. It makes me irritated. Irritated with you. Swinging people around from limb to limb is not okay. Like, would you want some? And this is another question I wanted to ask nurses, but I never did. Like, if like I really wanted to ask that nurse that said, "You better be lucky they swinging you around from limb to limb." Yeah, you might be lucky they swing you around, because if they wasn't swinging you around, you'll be in a worse predicament. Would you say that? I wanted to ask the nurse. I wanted to ask her. I wanted to be like, so if your grandfather was in one of these, or your grandmother was in one of these facilities, would you want somebody swinging your grandparents around? I mean, seriously, would you want that? And I should have asked, but I didn't. But it's just the point of I think that was wrong of the nurse for her to say that. And it's like, they don't have no professionalism when it comes down to dealing with. And I get it. I'm a patient. I'm all these things, but at some point you have to have some professionalism. And there was um uh, it was zero professionalism at the facility I was in. You know, as far as the nurses go, as far as I see it, because it's like, what are you talking about? Then it got to the point to where I wouldn't say anything. I would let them rough me up, change me, and get out. Then after after that, but that some of my aides, they always told me, you have a right to say something, you have a right to. But no, you don't. When you're a patient and you got to deal with this person and they're roughing you up too hard, what you gonna say? Stop? And nine times, and I can very well rarely, I can really, I can tell you that 9 times out of 10 that they're not going to stop being rough. They're just going to continue. Especially if you got somebody that is young, somebody that's just coming in to do it for the money. That's how it is when you're in a facility. I want to talk about something else. Now, I talked about this on the full video I did. So, but this aide, she would come in, she would work midnights. That's like from 11 to 7, and this is when I changed stations. I went from being on station 1 to station 3, and that was my last place before boop, I got out, and I'm so happy to be out. I wanted, well, actually, I'll talk about that later. But anyway, yeah. But oh, and these, I want to talk about one more thing before I get off this camera. These people that come and say, "Oh, I've been doing this for 22 years," and blah blah blah. Cause I had one of them, and I'm, and I'm just putting it out there for the forefront. It don't matter if one person listens or 10,000 people listen. It needs to be put out there, and I'm gonna be the one to do it because it needs to be said. Okay, so this lady, she came in. She was nice, but I made a mistake. Well, it was uncontrollable, I would say. Like I leaked, and she was mad because she had to do a whole complete. And what I mean by complete, meaning that you had to change the whole bed and all that stuff to give me clean sheets. And I know what you're saying. Isn't it their job? Yes, it's their job. But do they want to do it? Nah. So she was like, all you had to do was wait until I put the brief up and blah, blah, blah. I said, yes, 9 times out of 10, that's what I do. But sometimes it might be a time where I might leave and it be uncontrollable. And she told me, "Oh baby, I've been doing this for 22 years." And I told her, years don't matter. Years don't mean jack nothing. Because if your heart not in it, if your heart not in it, if your heart not into taking care of people and you just think you're all this because you've been doing this for 22 years, so you think you know it all and blah blah blah. Years don't matter. And I told her what matters is your heart gotta be into what you're doing. Cause if your heart not into it, we're gonna know. And I also told her, I'm like, I see it. You're the type of person that just in it for the money. And essentially, that's what it's all about. The dollar bills. But at the same time, your heart gotta be into it too. Because if your heart not in it, you're not gonna care about what you're doing, and you're not gonna take your job as seriously as somebody with less experience. With less experience. And they're still gonna take the time to be nice, to be courteous, to be gentle. But yeah. Oh, one more. Oh, and I want to talk about this. Hey, I'm not gonna put her name out there just because she might see it. And I'm not putting her name out there. However, so as you guys know, I told y'all in the last video I drink my protein shakes. That's all I did in the facility. That's all I could do. Because I didn't like the food. I didn't like the food. The food was nasty. Blah, blah, blah. I couldn't do it. And I just gave up. I gave up. So, this aide, she was changing me or whatever. And she was like, you peeing too much because you drink your protein shakes. Now, you guys, no, not Wound Care. Before I told Wound Care about this aid, but the supervisor over Wound Care, she's really nice, really sweet. I told her about what the aide said, and she was just like, "Oh no, that can't happen." The big boss from social work in the facility I was in, she came to see me, and I told her because she was like, because I'm like, these protein shakes is what's keeping me alive. So she was like, you can't just stop, because y'all, the doctors, when I was in the facility, they was like, well, can you do 3? Can you do 4? I told them I can do 3, and I started myself on 3. But most of the time I drink 2, but I started myself on 3. So, but I say all that to say this. The age, she felt like it was okay for her to say, oh, you're drinking these protein shakes too much, you're peeing too much, blah, 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 and woody. So I told Wound Care, I think she's like the supervisor, but she's somebody big over in the Wound Care department. I love her to death. So she went and got the director of social work. The director of social work told me that that's not okay. And for the time that I was in there, that aide, the one that was telling me about my protein shake consumption, she didn't work with me. I never seen her again. She tried to say that I lied on her, and y'all, I've never said anything about aid up until that point. I may have said that they were swinging me around from limb to limb, but I've never really just said anything. So when I say something, it's alarming to them because they know I'm not the type that's going to be saying or doing anything just because, just for the hell of it. But y'all, that's my video. Please let me know what you think. Comment down below. Give your boy a like. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. See you.